things are finally right.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and today I am sharing my 38-week pregnancy update. I cannot believe that it is 38 weeks already that I've been pregnant. My first time around, I ended up giving birth at 39 and 1. So I could be very close or I could not be very close. But let's get into the video so I can share with you all the juicy symptoms that I've been feeling this week and why I feel like I am definitely getting close. First, I'm going to read off of the Ovia app before I get into symptoms and all of that and just kind of see what it says about baby and mom. So it says that baby could be almost 7 pounds by now and over 9.5 inches tall, about the size of a spaghetti squash. Although genetics, the amount of time spent in the womb, the health of the pregnancy, and her sex make these estimated sizes nothing more than an educated guess, which I have totally read because I've had like mom friends that have been told that their baby's like 7 pounds or 7 pounds and a couple ounces, and they ended up having like a 9-pound baby. So that does make me a little bit nervous. It says baby keeps producing more and more surfactant, the substance that causes the air sacs in the lungs to inflate once she's breathing oxygen. By now, she may have enough to fully inflate her lungs on her own, even if she was born today. At this point, all of her organs are functioning on their own. It says for mom, there's nothing left to do now but wait. Baby's almost here. In fact, it could be any day now. If you start to experience nausea again, blurred vision, it's basically just saying that that could be a sign of preeclampsia, which I haven't experienced any of that. And that's about it. It doesn't say much anymore now that we've kind of gotten to like the home stretch here. It doesn't say much of what could be happening because there's not really that many changes at this point. But I do want to show you the size of the hand. If it's going to focus here for you. So you can see the outline of what the hand is going to look like at birth, or supposed to. And the pink is what it looks like now. And pretty much the pink has reached the outline, which is so exciting. So let's get into, I'm just going to jump right into the symptoms that I've been experiencing. So first, I have experienced a ton of insomnia this week. I don't know if it's because of the excitement of getting so close to the end already, but I am up every day. Probably it could range anywhere from like 3:50 a.m. to 5 a.m. and I just cannot go back to sleep. So that is one symptom that for sure almost every day of this week I have experienced, and I had experienced it like twice last week, but this week for sure I'm trying to get as much rest as I can, but it's not easy when you just cannot shut off your mind. Another symptom that I've been experiencing has been the cramping. And I remember the first time around when I went in for my 38 weeks and 5 days when I went in with my first pregnancy. I was already 4 centimeters. I remember her telling me that if she was asking me before she checked me if I had been experiencing like cramping, just a few other symptoms that were proving that I was dilating. And sure enough, when she checked me, it proved that I was 4 centimeters and I had for sure been dilating. Now, this time around, I am feeling that cramping for sure, and it just feels like premenstrual cramps. It doesn't feel like contractions just yet. There's no like time between each one. It's just kind of there. It happens on and off throughout the day, but I have felt those premenstrual cramp feelings and I feel like I have been dilating. I've been feeling a lot of pressure down in that area, and I just think that I have been dilating. I do have an appointment tomorrow actually where they will be checking to see if I have dilated or anything. So for my next update, if I make it that far, I will let you know for sure if I am dilated or not. Another symptom has been my lower back, and I know that these are all kind of signs of labor, but I don't necessarily think that I'm there just yet. Like I said, there's really no steady contractions or anything that I feel like I'm already in labor, but I have experienced like the lower back pain, the pressure, the cramping, and then my next symptom that I wanted to share is that I think I may have lost my mucus plug. Now, the first time around, I felt like I did lose my mucus plug, and it I didn't see any blood or anything. It was just kind of like a clear color, and I thought maybe it's just like cervical mucus that has nothing to do with the mucus plug. But I remember researching, and you can have it clear, pink, or like a brownish color, like a brownish tint. Well, this time around it was clear again, but it was definitely like a thicker consistency. And I remember it was the same consistency as the first time around, and it was around this time that I remember experiencing that. So when I did wipe, this was 2 days ago. I believe that was my mucus plug. I have not had anything after that when I wiped, and this was like a thick jelly-like consistency. So I think that I may have lost my mucus plug. I guess we're gonna find out if that's the case in the next couple days. Another thing that I have been experiencing is I'm actually leaking colostrum already, and I noticed this the other day that I was in the shower, I guess the warm shower and all. It wasn't like I was hand expressing or anything. I actually just noticed a drop come out, and I was like, okay, that has to be colostrum. But I did not experience that the first time around until obviously after I gave birth. Then yes, I had colostrum, but I'm just feeling like my body is really, really preparing already for this baby, and I feel like it could be very, very soon. As far as like cravings and all of that, I haven't really experienced that many cravings this week, other than spicy, of course. That has been my whole pregnancy, has been spicy cravings. But other than that, nothing really. My belly button is still an outie. I don't expect it to go back in, obviously, but it did become an outie. If you watched last week's video at 37 weeks, which I thought was super, super late, but I did experience that last week. So yes, it is still an outie. I still have not gotten any swollen feet or hands, which I'm so thankful for. I don't feel that uncomfortable feeling of the swelling feet where they feel like balloons. I did experience that the first time, so I'm so glad I didn't this time, or I haven't just yet. Let's see what else. I feel like that's it. I have completely finished my nesting list already. I've got my hospital bag packed already. I've got baby stuff ready, and I just think that now that I've completed my nesting list, I think this is why I'm starting to feel all of these like symptoms that the baby's so close already, because I'm done. So a couple days ago is when I finally started to feel that tiredness of having to just stop a lot more frequently during the day and just kind of sit down for a little bit. I have been going, obviously with the nesting and the cleaning and all of that. I had just been going and going, but I had been putting in like 6,000 plus steps a day, just walking back and forth with my toddler to the mailbox, just back and forth all the time. But I have noticed my daughter wants to come in, but I have noticed this time around that I've had to slow down a lot. And this barely started a couple days ago, but I know it's also my body telling me you need to rest, you need to take naps if you can, and just make sure that I'm getting enough rest for when the baby comes, because I know that I won't be able to get that much when she's here. Now that we've gone over all the symptoms and why I'm feeling like I'm very, very close, let's get into the bump shot so you can see that I feel like this baby grew in a week. So let's get into the bump shot. So this is my 38-week belly, and I definitely feel like this baby is ready to come out. Yesterday I had my mom over. She said she feels like she sees that the belly's still a little high, but I don't know. It does seem a little high, but I know for a fact that this baby has dropped because I'm feeling everything like super, super low. But yeah, this is my 38-week belly. And that is it, you guys. I'm so, so excited. If you've been following me throughout my whole pregnancy updates, thank you so much. I'm so excited to share when that time comes that the baby decides to join us on Earthside. I do want to mention that I have pre-recorded a few videos. I know that all of you will understand that I am taking probably at least a couple weeks off of doing any sort of videos. I probably will be recording with like my newborn and all of that, and maybe like newborn routines, but I'm not gonna have time to edit and post them right away, but I will try to get as much footage as I can with newborn. But I hope that you understand, and I will update you next week if I make it that far. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.